Our next homeowners in Louisville, Kentucky brought in 250 tons of limestone to redo their historic home. But before they did that, they brought in 250 friends.
Welcome to the honeymoon cottage, circa 1920.
All right, so I know there's a big story with the wedding. Tell me about that, because it's pretty exciting.
We were thinking about getting married. We thought this would be a nice place to get married. Mickey, come on.
Paula and Bob Rice had fallen in love with each other and an old brick cottage on the outskirts of Louisville, Kentucky. It had plenty of room to breathe, plenty of room for a surprise wedding reception.
We invited 250 people for cocktails at 6 o'clock on a Sunday night. The people arrived, they were handed the champagne, and that's how they realized that we had just gotten married.
It was just such a wonderful feeling.
What a way to christen your renovation.
It was great.
What was the big inspiration behind this whole project?
Thomas Jefferson.
The newlyweds' new home was a replica of a cottage Jefferson built for his bride. Sweet, huh? Except Paula and Bob's place was no honeymoon. Abandoned for 25 years, it was on the verge of being torn down. Plaster was crumbling. Floors were rotting. There was only one bathroom and no heat. The two would spend 2.5 years transforming the cottage into a magnificent home.
It kind of got out of hand.
It did. I mean, this thing's a monster. 8,000 square feet out of hand. A massive addition would connect the original cottage to its brand new twin, an exact copy of the cottage.
The entire objective of this house was to try to make it look like it was all built at the same time.
They started in the original, where the library was crying out for attention.
The room was nothing but old plaster that was cracking and splitting.
Which is why, at the wedding, well-wishers wrote all over the walls.
There were toast all over the walls. We had wall-to-wall toast. We really did.
The cracking walls were replastered. As for the cracking floors, new walnut was the only way to go. When it came time to tackle the old pine mantle, Bob brought in a friend's giant tub. Tell me about how you stripped this baby down.
We took the mantle off in one piece, dipped it in that tub with the solution, and left it sit for a day. 24
hours in that tub full of stripper, and the layers of paint were falling off.
There was no hand scrubbing, peeling, scraping, or anything.
Wow. Throughout the house, the moldings had to be carefully removed and repaired. Every piece of hardware, down to the door hinges, was polished. Even the maid's bell was restored.
Maybe for some family someday it will serve a purpose. Right now, all I get's a, come and get it yourself.
A bathroom was added to the first floor, and then it was time for the big blowout. A little hammer time for the back of the house. What were you thinking when Bob said, hey, we're gonna cut a hole right here? Here we go.
I'll tell you, I think everybody was a bit nervous, you know, what's gonna happen here when they cut this out.
The old house took the pressure, and today, an enormous 3-story addition with an incredible great room connects the old cottage to the new. So you bring down this wall, and then what happened with all the old bricks?
Well, we're standing on the old bricks.
Oh, right here?
Right.
A little sealant, and the original bricks were made for walking.
We just keep using everything over and over again, yes.
That was important for you guys.
It was, yeah. You know, to keep as much of this lovely home and just to bring it back to life.
Bricks from the old garage came down one by one to create the duplicate cottage, which houses the new country kitchen and breakfast room. Bob and Paula made sure all the woodwork here gives you a sense of deja vu. See that cabinet? Its 80-year-old twin sits on the other side of the renovation, in the original living room.
We copied the curves, the glass fronts, even the same catches.
The limestone on the addition got its inspiration from an old spring house in the yard. Bob found it in Indiana and had it hauled back. 250 tons. Inside the addition, another one of Bob's pride and joys, this stunning master bedroom. Bob, you have to tell me about this ceiling. I think that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Big old kind of dome thing.
It's called a barrel vault ceiling. We literally cut the arches out of big tuba tins. We ended up with a lot of rocking chair bottoms when we finished.
The ceiling was framed, but getting drywall over it would be a whole new challenge.
It almost has to be perfect all the way around so you don't get any waves in it.
That's exactly right. The drywallers were in here for 3 weeks.
Just for the ceiling?
Just for the ceiling.
And the finishing touch? 5-piece crown molding and hidden lights. Today, the honeymoon cottage is thriving.
You guys got exactly what you wanted and kind of took your time, because it was pretty much a passion, wasn't it, for you guys?
I took 17 years to find this.
This house holds so many special memories for us because we brought all of our friends here to celebrate such a great beginning for Bob and I. We brought this house back to life and we started a new life. I love it here.